He's not liked. I love how I see these people on over social media now and with their podcasts now, not giving me any credit, but echoing what the hell I said a couple of years ago. He's smart. He's accomplished. He doesn't suffer fools easily, and he's not to be manipulated. He's his own man. And Madison Avenue, figuratively speaking, doesn't like that.
They trying to silence Jaylen Brown, y'all. They basically just trying to make it be known, bro, either you get in line or else. That trade was diabolical, bro. Jaylen Brown getting traded was downright it was despicable, disgusting. And see, look at what they traded him for. They traded him for Paul George, a couple first rounders, and a couple second rounders. They traded an All-NBA player, a Finals MVP, an NBA champion, bro, for Paul George and a couple first round and couple second round picks? Are you serious? Not only you trade him, bro, you trade him to the Sixers, the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year. That's basically them saying, hey, bro, we don't care nothing about you. We don't respect you or your game. All simply because Jaylen Brown got a mind of his own. You can't think for Jaylen Brown. You can't manipulate Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Jaylen Brown won't just shut up and dribble. Jaylen Brown, one of those players like, nah, you finna have to basically explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna just go with what you say. Anytime, bro, you go against the status quo or you go do something, you do stuff out of the ordinary, basically when you operate with your own mind and you question everything otherwise than just accept everything at face value, they want to deem you crazy. They want to deem you a troublemaker. They want to deem you talking about you the smart. You think you the smartest guy in the room. Nah, I just question everything. I'm not easily manipulated. That's what it is. You're not finna manipulate me. You know what I'm saying? I got a mind of my own. And that's what niggas gotta realize. See, a lot of dudes, they just want to play and go home and make their money. You can't do this over here. You can't say that publicly. You can't think like that publicly. Why not? Why not? And that's the problem. Anytime you go against the league, bro, excuse me, one or two things gonna happen. They gonna put out a smear. They gonna try to ruin your reputation across the league, and then they gonna try to force you out. Look at what happened to Kaepernick. You saw, bro got pushed out of the league and never played again. They gonna try to do the same thing to Jaylen Brown. This is just the tip of the iceberg, them trading him. You know what I'm saying? If the same problems arise in the Sixers organization, they gonna push him out of the league, bro. They gonna try to do that. Trust me. Because that dynamic between him and Jason Tatum, bro, I don't ever feel, it was never no real beef between them two. But the thing about it, Jaylen Brown was really the alpha of that team. It wasn't Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum might have been the best player, but he was not the alpha of the team. That was Jaylen Brown. And per league sources, you can't have an alpha like that leading your team, bro. Because they thinking is, but if he get everybody to start thinking like him, then we're going to lose control. We're going to lose control of the whole organization. We can't have the inmates running the asylum. That's how they look at it, bro. You can't have somebody like Jaylen Brown as the leader of your team. Think about how Jaylen will get people to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Granted, everybody ain't going to jump on board, but the majority just might. And you can't have too many players in the league thinking for themselves, because at the end of the day, that's bad news for the owners. You know what I'm saying? They do not like players who march to the beat and sound of their own drum. They do not like players who break the status quo and start a new trend. Look at what Lamar did. Look at how the NFL treat Lamar. Lamar Jackson, yeah. Look what he did. He didn't hire an agent, bro. His mama was his agent. You think they love that? No. Cause look, when one does it, more gonna come behind him and repeat the same thing. Look at what Jaden Daniels. His mama is his agent now. They do not like players who set trends, bro. They don't do it. They don't like it. Bro, look at what happened with Lamar, bro, when he was supposed to get his first contract. back in 2023 at the end of the 2022 season. They let him go out and get and see what team would sign him. The Baltimore Ravens did. And guess what? None did. Because you know why? They colluded against Lamar. Come on, bro. Lamar was at the height of his career. And no team wanted to sign him. You think that was by accident? No. They colluded against him because they know for a fact they didn't want this trend getting set in the NFL. Same thing gonna happen with Jaylen, bro. They gonna try to force Jaylen Brown at the lead, bro. Lamar is a 2-time, supposed to be 3-time MVP, bro. But they didn't want to give it to him because they wanted to give it to Josh Allen. Lamar is not your prototypical quarterback, bro. Lamar marches to the beat of Lamar's drum. Lamar gonna do what Lamar gonna do. Look at the smear campaigns they tried to put out on Lamar last year. Going to sleep in meetings. This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
There's about 6 quarterbacks in the league, and I know I say this too often. I would not even pick up the phone no matter the offer. I think Drake May's become one of those guys. Obviously, like Mahomes, Josh Allen. Then there's another 6 to 8 guys that I'm not going to get on the phone and call people, but I would take a call if you offered me 3 firsts. Lamar, to me, was always in the first group. Now he's transitioned, if this is true, and I trust Mike Preston. He's in the second one. I'll take phone calls.
Putting himself above the team. Everybody can look at the team and look at how Lamar carry himself, bro, and know that ain't true. They just know it ain't true. Because what they try to do, bro, they try to ruin your reputation when you cannot be controlled, when you cannot be easily manipulated. They will try to do that to you, bro, to humble you in a way. And see, they don't like the fact that Jaylen Brown is as intelligent as he is. That's a threat. Anytime you present supreme intelligence, bro, and intellect, you are a threat to the system because you cannot be controlled. You cannot be easily manipulated. They can't do it to you. When you question the rules they have in place, not necessarily break them, but when you question it or you move a certain way to skirt around it, they're not going to go for that, bro. They're going to try to get you up out of here because we can't have too many players emulating or doing the same things you doing because you disrupting business over here. You disrupting our bottom line. You know what I'm saying? You messing too much up. That's why they'll collude with each other. That's why the owners will collude against each other, bro, because at the end of the day, it's all about they in it to make money, bro. They trying to get the most out of these players for dishing out the least. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people might feel like players get paid a lot of money, but it's a lot that go into it, bro. You never know who these players got to take care of. You never know the amount of taxes they paying based on not only where they live, but every game that they play. Every state and city that they play in, they have to pay taxes on their money. One career-ended injury, one allegation, it can all go south for them, bruh. When you can't be controlled with money, when you can't be manipulated with money, then they know they have no power over you. And now, when they have no power over you, you are a direct threat to them. And they will send a message by trying to make an example out of you to let other players and future players know you cannot do this. You cannot move this way. You cannot say this. You cannot stand for this. No, not if you're going to be playing in my organization. That's how they do it, bro. That's how they try to do you, bro. It's a dirty game, but that's the game. That's how I go. That's how I go. And Jaylen Brown witnessing it right now. Come on, bro. They traded this man for 2 first-round picks and Paul George, who's at the tail end of his career. They traded him for that. All because he was not going to let them control him, bro. Disgusting, bro. It's real disgusting. And this is what every athlete goes through, bro. You saw what Kaepernick went through. You saw it. Kaepernick ain't deserve to get pushed out the league, bro. He was standing for a real cause, for a real situation that was really going on outside. But they ain't want no place for that in their league, bro. And when they feel like it ain't no place for you in the league, they gonna force you out. Best believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because majority rules. And if nobody ain't willing to take a chance or take a stand with you, You on an island by yourself, bro, and it's over for you. It's over. Same thing they tried to do with Iverson. Iverson was a trendsetter, bro. They tried to just make it seem like Iverson was a thug. You know what I'm saying? The tattoos, the braids, all that, baggy clothes. Iverson revolutionized the game, bro. But when you don't abide by their status quo, when you represent totally different, something opposite of what they want you to represent, that's when they try to aim to get rid of you. Or that's why they try to humble you by putting out a smear campaign against you to make you get in line. That's just how it is, bro. And a lot of niggas not really willing to stand for that. Either you stand for something or you fall for anything. But that's just what it is, bro. And Jaylen Brown gonna keep going through. We ain't seen the end of this, bro. I'm telling you we haven't. And I'm telling you right now, if we hear and see more of this, with him playing with the Sixers, they gonna try to force him out of the league. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Because, believe it or not, he up for another contract extension. And the price only going up for players, bro. It's only going up, especially with inflation. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro. Does Jaylen Brown need to tread carefully? It's just all about how he want to play it, bro. Because if he expect to stay in the league within the next few years, he just got to monitor how he move. I'm not even going to say abide by what they talking about or quiet down or tone his behavior down. And no, he ain't hurting nobody. Nah. But also to prevent them colluding against him, he gonna have to figure out an alternate way to, you know what I'm saying, just move the way he want to move. You just got to be strategic with it, bro. At the end of the day, it's chess. But he's smart enough, Jaylen, to figure it out. It is what it is. But it's your boy, man. Welcome to Family Hustle. I'm out.